In the first session, you didn't think you was going to learn anything when you was going. You already knew everything. Well, you find out that you don't know everything.
I realized immediately that a program that all finance officers across the state would participate in would probably be beneficial, and it has been.
I must admit, I learned some things, and I've been, in municipal finance for over 10 years now.
What this course did for me was it gave me a better understanding of Tennessee law, which is invaluable in what I'm doing. I didn't have that background before.
The CMFO program has actually gone back and given me more of a textbook understanding of terminology, of applications.
It gave me a better understanding of what is required to do my job. I think it made me a better city employee, and I think this continued education will continue to allow me to do my job for the citizens that I represent.
It's also helped me just understand a little bit more about why we do the things we do. You know, I knew before certain things that had to be done, but I didn't understand which board was requiring it to be done, whether it was the comptroller or GASB or different things like that. So it's helped a lot with that.
The CMFO program has been presented by very knowledgeable MTAS consultants, so the information has been consistent and all the students have received the same information. We've been tested on the same information, and I think our knowledge level has increased quite a bit because of that.
It's a great tool for helping you to do your job. You can just gain so much information there and learn so much about your city and state government.
We found that there's a lot of things that we didn't know that we found out, and we had to change some things at work, and it really helped us with our job duties.
It refreshed a lot of the things that I knew how to do but didn't know what to call them, and as a result gave me a platform to be able to discuss things at the state level on an even platform.
I found things that in this material that I have used since April that we have went over in class, and when I have it at work, I think, oh yeah, I remember hearing that at the CMFO class I had.
From time to time there will be questions come up in our city, and I'm like, hey, I've heard this before, so I'll go back to my material and I will almost 95% of the time find my answer there.
It has greatly helped me because the manuals, I have referred to them many times. There's a lot of information there, and you can continually go back and look at stuff.
The MTAS courses that we took were well presented, the instructors were good, the materials were relevant, and I enjoyed it. And meeting some of the other people who have jobs similar to mine. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you have a problem. Somebody else has probably at least considered, if not addressed, the same problem.
You get to interact with other people from the cities, and it really helps in your job duties, and we feel more that we're more capable of doing our duties after the program's finished.
The networking that we had over about a 2-year period was invaluable with other finance officers from other cities.
I really do think it's very valuable, and now in hindsight I can say I'm so glad I went through it. I may not have felt that way in the middle of it, but also I made a lot of good contacts with the other people that do the same thing that I do, may have come across the same situations I'm coming across. So being in class with them is a resource that we shouldn't neglect.
It's something that we really needed for a long, long time. You don't realize it till you go through it.
By the time we got to the end of all the classes, I was realizing how much of a benefit these classes had been to me and was continuing to be to me, because with me being new, this was a good learning process for me.
We tend to think that we do something a certain way because we've always done it that way. And that was a good enough explanation for a while. But when you get down to the nuts and bolts of it, the CMFO program actually tells you more in depth the who, what, where, when, why, and how of it.
It was an enjoyable program on top of everything else, and that's just a great side benefit.